Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, 18th of December, 2024. So, the synoptic situation then. This was midnight last night. There's sort of two central low pressures that are giving us all our grief at the moment. One just to the northwest of Scotland, and the other one out in the Atlantic. But you can see associated with these, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 15 frontal systems that are all associated with them two low pressure systems, which are basically going from west to east. If I run this through to midday today, you can see that the we're still under this occlusion here. This is a midday, but there is a clearance after that, very, very small ridge underneath that, before the next approaching front hits us around about 4 o'clock. So I think there may possibly be a small flying window between around about 12 and 3 o'clock today, should these frontal systems move as they are predicted to move. Of course, there's every chance that might not happen. So here's the cloud and the rain forecast at the moment. So here's the occlusion that's going to hit us later on today, and this is obviously the dregs of the last 12 hours or so. It would appear on the face of it we're in a clear area, but we're not actually. We're under a whole load of showers and low cloud that's associated with the occlusions. Rain forecast at the moment, this is actual rain over the last 2 hours. You can see it would give the indication that it is drying out slightly. And actually, if we look at the Met Office predicted rain forecast, that's indicating as well in the south, where we are at the moment, that it is going to remain reasonably dry from a rain standpoint until the next big wedge of weather hits around about 3:30 later on today, 4 o'clock. However, this isn't showing the cloud, and the cloud forecast not necessarily showing the rain. So if we look at the Odium, then if I run to the METAR initially, 24 knots gusting, 34 from the southwest, broken at 700, broken at 1600, rain and drizzle. The TAF is very, very long, so I'll just read the Farnborough TAF, I think. So they are saying then, winds 20 knots, gusts of 30 from the south-southwest, scattered cloud at 900 feet, broken at 1800. Temporarily between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, Viz 8K, broken cloud at 900 feet, light drizzle, but becoming between 11 and 2, and this is a little window I'm hoping we may get something with. The winds abating down to 12 knots from the southwest. Becoming after 4 o'clock, southerly winds, 26 knot gusts, and broken cloud and rain again. So there's a small window of opportunity perhaps in there. Spot winds are giving us winds about 250, 260, 30 knots at flying height, but on the surface it's going to be sort of like 230. And windy's giving us 17 knots southwesterly at the moment. Local forecasts are giving us overcast most of the day, a little bit of brightness. Notice here, what's that time saying? Between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So this is the sort of area we may possibly get a small window of opportunity. Temperature 12, feels like 9, wind 50 knots, and I've highlighted the gusts for the day. So that little window of opportunity, we're still going to get 29 knot gusts. Starting gusts at 40 at the moment, becoming 40 later on today, 50 even. So the winds are going to be a factor, and that may be the limiting factor as well. So GFS is giving us max temperature today of 13 degrees with a dew point at 9. And the view outside the Lasham window at the moment, this is a sort of 900 above sea level type cloud that's floating through at the moment. And there are some clearances through it, but we'll just have to monitor how that goes and hopefully get some flying in. And the Met forecast is down. So significant weather then, if I run this through, this is at 2 o'clock today, basically low cloud. And this rain here on the south coast is sort of with us pretty well all the time, according to Top Meteo. There's a small window where it dries out for a couple of hours. So this is before 9 o'clock. And they're running through to 10 o'clock. And here's this little dry patch that we're going to get. And this saying 11 o'clock, running for a couple of hours before the rain hits us again. Projected rain forecast. So this is if I just run this through the day, you can see on the south coast where we are here, either heavy or light rain pretty well most of the day, except this little opportunity here around about 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock perhaps, where we are going to be clear of rain before the heavy stuff arrives again. Sky sight is very similar. We've got lowest cloud and crud up until around about 11:30. So here's a very definite break in the weather that I'm talking about. It's only a couple of hours, but look at the winds gusting 50, 40 knots, and through this little quiet period. It's going to be no gusts at all, really. 16 knots, 16 on the ground, 16 knots, and then maybe going up again to 28, 23, which we can sort of cope with. And then it gets heavy again as the weather comes down. And here's a cross section for sky sight. So rain at first, clearing slightly in the middle part of the day. And this is the bit we're talking about before it comes in very, very heavy again later on. No TAMs, I'll just briefly mention them. 7 is Goodwood for their revised winter times, 9 till 4 today. 12 is Winchester flare firing, surface to 1100. 13 is Barton Stacey, flare firing, surface to 1400. And 17 is a rat that we've been mentioning for the last week or so. It's a police UAV exemption area up at Burfield. So, what can we say about today then? So, here's a cross section. This is the turbulence is showing, so a lot of ground turbulence as well, up until around about 11. And it is saying there's a clearance, maybe 1,500-foot cloud base, where the winds are going to abate slightly, 14, gusting 24. So we've got the heavy winds at the moment. This is a little quiet period in the middle, and then gusting 36 later on in the afternoon. Freezing levels quite high. Strong wind warning throughout the day. No reported movements. So this low pressure system is dominating the area today with a west-southwesterly flow very strong. Cloud base between 1,000 and 1,500 foot expected for most of the day. But the rain and strong winds which you have at the moment are expected till around about 11. Should clear after the occlusion is cleared. Grass is very, very wet, and careful with the wheel brake use, please. 2K21s on the booking system with instructors and students. K13 on the booking system, which will probably replace with a K21 today. I think it's going to be pretty well off long limits for a K13. And some single seaters are booked. Remaining 2 seaters are free, but they're going to be K13, which I don't think is going to be appropriate. And there's good single seater availability. If we fly, then we'll probably set up a runway 23, take off on the runway, land on the grass, east and west. I don't predict there'll be any aerotows today. Grass is very, very wet on the south side of the airfield. Watch out for misting canopies. Sunset 5 to 4 today. And remind about the buggies and the simulator. And a quick look at the layout. If we go, the cables will come down the side of the grass using the extension bar. Aerotows I don't think we'll be doing today, but left or right hand circuits landing into the field. Try not to land too far in because it gets very wet and boggy further down. Okay, I think we can just we'll revise the situation. We've all got nice big clear windows in the new clubhouse now, so we can see what's happening. I'll keep an eye on the weather as well and try to chivvy people along if I think there's a safe opportunity to do a bit of flying today. Okay, so I'll see you all later. Thanks for your time. Bye.